a super light, fluffy romance, a quick read, super wholesome characters that are so adorable, and a fairy tale-like romance. Count me in. Hey friends, Laura A. Grace, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited you're here. As I shared in the beginning, this story is so cute and fluffy, so wholesome, so adorable. I love it so much. I actually read this all in one sitting, and the name of this manga is We Swore to Meet in the Next Life, and That's When Things Got Weird. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm so excited to talk about this. Look how precious and cute these covers are. Sorry, I was looking at the glare like, don't mess these covers up, glare. Don't mess them up. I have seen this series around specifically on Meet the Weeb Family Mom. I've seen it on her Instagram, and I remember she spotlighted, I don't know, it's probably been a few months to be honest, but I remember she did a like mini review on it, and she mentioned that it was a really cute story and how she enjoyed it, and it sort of basically put it on my radar. Like, she put it on my radar. And when I was out birthday shopping this past February, we went to Second and Charles Place. This is not Monopoly. Second and Charles. Was it volume 1? I think they had like volume 1 and volume 2, or it was like just one of the volumes, but I went online that same day and I went and bought the other 2 volumes that I needed. And I finally yesterday was like, you know, it's been a really long week, it's been a rough day. I'm gonna go ahead and start this because I just need something light and fluffy. This series did more than deliver that. I loved it so incredibly much. I smiled through this whole thing. But in case if you're not familiar with this series is about our princess here, Princess Yuko, I believe is her name, and Harold, and those were their names in their past life. They were a princess and she was like basically his knight in shining armor, but they could never be together because of their difference in, what's the word, rankings, social, I gotta look it up, guys. Social stations, there we go, social stations, so they can never be together. They make a promise of sorts that if reincarnation is real, in the next life, will you please marry me? And this is their second life, and they finally find each other, right? But I didn't even realize this until actually right before this video. Our princess is 39. And our knight in shining armor is 17. So there is a 22-year age gap between these two. And so begins their love story, their romance, and like, it's pretty wild. I didn't know that the age gap romance was that big. I knew that our princess was an older woman, and I knew that Harold was a younger guy. I did not realize it was 22 years. But this has to be one of the best, most explained, most like talked about, directed, I'm not sure what the word is, where they actually address the actual age gap in this manga. Like, this first volume talks a lot about that, and the struggle is just so real. Like, the princess, when she realizes how young he is, that this is her knight, this is the man she loved with all of her heart in her last life, she's like, oh my goodness, we can never be together, this is impossible. She's like, is this even illegal? Because there's times where she talks about like that she loves him, but she's like, can I wait here at the train station for him? Like, this isn't illegal, I'm not doing anything wrong, right? And it's just, it is so sweet and so wholesome. And so that really honestly plays a theme, I feel like sort of obviously, but it plays a theme through all 3 volumes, and how it is addressed and how the princess does struggle, where she wants to do right by this young man. Well, I guess he's not young, because in her past life, he was 10 years older than her, but now, you know, he's 22 years younger than her. So maybe I didn't explain that part well, but I just feel like she takes this seriously. Like, she takes their age gap very seriously. She doesn't just rush in because this is her past lover. No, she really thinks about it, and I just love how she does, like the thought that she puts into it. And oh my goodness, like, Harold is so funny because as a knight, when you see previous memories Like, he's so different now. But, I mean, it does say why he's so different. He's still the same, but he is different. I can't say more without going into spoilers, and I have to be really careful since this is a short series. But it was so precious. It was so adorable. Like, Harold, when he is on page, like, literally, Monica says, "This is how I imagine them when I'm drawing." And look at him. He's a little puppy, and he truly does. He acts like this cute little puppy, and it is so sweet. I really, really enjoyed when he was on page, and there is so much more to his character, I feel like, besides him acting like this happy, excited puppy dog. Like, he's so respectful, and he's so loyal, and just, he is a just wonderful knight in shining armor, even in a 17-year-old body, in a different modern day life, rather than the one he was originally in. And I really love how this manga was done, because at the end of each volume, when you look at the contents here, so it gives you like where you almost the whole volume is the like story, and then you get a memory of the previous life. And oh my goodness, I just have to say, when it came to volume 3, I cried. I was like, oh my goodness, this series has been so sweet and full of feels and definitely laughter and just so much cuteness. And then we get to that last memory, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like I literally started crying. I was like, this is so heart tugging. It's so good. It's so good. Everything is just really, really awesome. And so I really love the first volume. I really love their interactions and how they feel about one another, and how they really just, like I said, address the age gap between them and even their friends. It was really great. I'm so glad that both of them, not, I mean, I don't know if it's really shared in this one, but that both of them have people that they have been able to trust and tell things to. Again, I'm gonna leave it at that so I don't go into spoilers, but this second one definitely really explores that, and I just loved the things that happen in this volume. And I will say too that flowers play a huge role, and it is so sweet. I love how flowers just play a role through the whole entire story. It was so beautiful and so precious, and the end was everything. Despite that, at that time I was crying. I loved it so very much. And again, yes, I love this second one, and I love how like there's times where they just have memories. Yes, definitely we have that at the end, but they'll have like glimpses throughout the story of like where they remember something, and definitely one of them was a flower scene, and it was just so beautiful. And it's very cute and refreshing to see. I guess, I don't know, maybe I have a soft spot for like second chance love, because I'm like, well, they already know each other and that love has been established, and I would say affirmed, but now it has to be like reestablished because it's a second chance. And seeing how they did not have that chance the first time and how it plays a role in like this time. Oh, it's so beautiful. It is so very beautiful. And their friends, the way that they look out for them is just, getting back on that topic, yeah, how their friends just look out for them and just really know these characters is so beautiful. And you meet a new set of characters in this one very briefly, and I was like, oh my goodness, I did not see that coming. It was so well done. I love just how this series really is able to blend modern day romance, like events, like, I don't want to say, but just really modern day things that remind me of shoujo manga that I was like, yes, I am here for this, and then ties it in from things in the past where it would also be really romantic. I love that blending that we had. It was just so great. It was almost like getting two things, like the best of both worlds, though with the past life, you weren't getting the best because they couldn't be together. And so those are definitely, I feel like, the moments where I felt really emotional, because it's like, oh my goodness, like you see how they're able to be in this life and be together and the freedom that they have, and it is just so beautiful. It was so, so good. And the art, oh, let me go back to the first one. Don't want to share any spoilers on the third volume here. The art is so beautiful. I really, really enjoyed it. Sorry, I was trying to think of a good way here, but look at our princess. She's so beautiful. And look at Harold, our prince, or not our prince, our knight here. They are just two wholesome little beings. And look here. Oh my goodness, look at them. Look at them. And one thing that's really interesting is because when they come to this new world or they're living in this new world, that they have a different set of names. And I did not find that confusing because Harold pretty much calls our main girl Princess or her name by her in her past life. And so the granted she does have a different name in the modern world. And I love seeing her with her coworkers. That was so sweet. And it was a good, laughable moment. They still call each other by their original names that they knew each other. The art, yeah, is just so good. Like, look at them! They're so precious. They're so precious. Like, literally, if you need something that is just so sweet and it's really short, I mean, goodness, I have to confess, I'm really glad that I did not pay full price for these volumes because I read these very quickly. Usually, I would not say I'm a fast manga reader, but I do feel like I read these faster than usual. I was really shocked how fast I read these. But this story was just, I mean, it was so perfect at the time that I read it. I'm trying to think of like other words besides adorable, wholesome, cute, so lovable, like all of these things. So I highly recommend this series. It is just so good and I highly recommend it, and I will stop my ramblings there because I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. But I love this. I highly recommend it if you need something short, sweet, just a very wholesome adult story. Just, it's awesome. It's awesome. That's all I will say. I will stop there, but totally let me know what you guys think. Have you guys read any, like, I guess, second chance reincarnation rom-coms? Reincarnation age gap rom-coms. I would totally be curious to hear what you guys would like mention or recommend, and totally let me know. Do you guys like reading romance in general? I would love to hear from you, friends. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!